Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Test Stanley. Ich habe vorhin erst gerade einen Part aufgenommen. Also ich wollte aufnehmen, bis ich gemerkt habe, dass ich muted bin. Dann habe ich Escape gemacht und Begin the Game Again gedrückt. Also ich will nochmal von vorne anfangen. Hat sich gerade komisch angehört, wie ich das gesagt habe, ne? Auf jeden Fall bin ich jetzt so gespawnt. Alles voller Flugblätter oder generell Blätter vor mir. Und wir schauen jetzt mal, wo das hier hinführt.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, wir haben hier alles Blätter am Boden. Generell, wer das Spiel noch nicht kennt, sollte sich meine ersten Parts anschauen. Da werde ich auch generell ein paar Sachen genauer anschauen und ja.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gut, jetzt einfach rechts.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Na, ich will hier, komm, gib mir hier was zu trinken. Oder einen Kaffee. Kaffee hätte ich noch lieber. So.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Das sind schöne Bilder, das Meer, die Freiheit. Alles, was wir nicht haben hier. Hier schön die Natur.
At this point, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Mist, hier komme ich nicht zurück. Jetzt bin ich doch hier beim Meeting Room. Egal, diesen Weg habe ich noch nie gewählt.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping him coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nö.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Stimmt.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Ich werde mal neu anfangen, denn dieses Ende hatten wir schon. Und deshalb nochmal von vorne anfangen. Es gibt nämlich noch ein anderes. Es gibt, glaube ich, noch ein paar andere Enden. Und die
All
will
of his co-workers were gone.
Ich auch
What
noch
could it
erreichen.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply...
Ich will euch schon, was passiert, wenn ich das Spiel immer wieder neu anfange.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Nochmal? Hä? 427 sind jetzt auf
All
einmal.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Konsole, Bark. Okay, ich kann hier Das Whiteboard-Ending, was war da? Ich glaube, das hatte ich sogar auch schon mal. Was passiert, wenn ich jetzt nochmal von vorne anfange? Ich weiß nicht. Okay, jetzt sind wir hier.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Da ist manchmal wieder alles falsch und dann wieder richtig und dann... Es gibt noch ein, zwei, glaube ich...
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yep.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for cargo lift 1000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift 5000. Okay, ich will keine 5000 zahlen.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger. Danger everywhere. Jetzt kennen wir vielleicht, ein paar von euch.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nee.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Hier ist die blaue.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Finde ich auch gut. Skill Trees, Fahrzeuge, jawohl.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Test an imparable Worldwide Leaderboard. Okay, gehen wir nochmal hier durch.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Dafür gebe ich gleich eine 5 natürlich.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Kommt jetzt Call of Duty oder was?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Was soll ich machen? Oh, muss ich jetzt drücken? Nee.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for you. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Ich will auch bauen. Ich
This
will auch.
will go here. No, here. And then...
Das ist so genial.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Alter, wie geil ist das denn? Jawohl. Auf geht's, gehen wir meinen. Oh, das ist eine Höhle.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nee, ich habe leider kein Licht. Pilze.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Nein, ich hatte fast die Diamanten. Das war zu Open World. Wir wollen eher was Lineares. Komm bitte, Call of Duty. Zeig mir Call of Duty. Nee? Portal.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Kannst du die Tür aufmachen? So, das muss ich mitnehmen. Ich muss mir eine Notiz machen. Ah, hier. Oh, okay, ja. War ein schweres Rätsel.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Ich schaff das.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I...
Was? Oh. Wir sind jetzt hier im Work in Progress. Was ist, wenn wir hier jetzt mal runterspringen? Da kommt was. 510. 109 ist das Stanley Parable. Aber es ist alles kaputt und leer und unheimlich. Davon ist Licht. Das ist mein Raum mit diesem ganzen Bildschirm. Oh, 427. Okay, können wir nichts machen.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ich auch. Kann ich noch laufen? Nee. Es lädt wieder. Gut, wir sind wieder am Anfang.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Das war das
What could
Game
it
Ending.
mean?
Teilweise.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Würde
had
ich
simply
sagen,
missed a memo.
danke fürs Zusehen. Wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge, im nächsten Video. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Und schreibt doch gerne, wenn ihr noch mehr sehen wollt von Stanley Parable, werde ich dann natürlich mehr aufnehmen. Natürlich Englischkenntnisse müssen vorhanden sein, dass man hier überhaupt was versteht. Es gibt keinen deutschen Untertitel, so viel ich weiß. Und ja, dann würde ich sagen, danke fürs Zusehen. Bis dann, haut rein und tschüss.